Hey guys, spiritual whistleblower here. How you guys doing? Happy, what is it, Tuesday, August 28th? Yes. I'm going to drop a couple videos today because I know y'all are sitting around fiending for the good stuff. So I'm going to give it to you. So in this video, I'm going to address the narcissist hiding behind his or her profession to mask their abuse. They hide behind their job titles and their church affiliations to mask their narcissistic personality disorder. Before that, listen, you guys, a few quick announcements. I am traveling around the U.S. to do support group meetups, beginning Monday the 3rd, August 3rd, Philly, Saturday, August 22nd, LA, Los Angeles, Venice Beach, Monday, August 24th, Las Vegas, Friday, August 28th, I will be in Connecticut. September 7th, I will be back in Brooklyn, New York. And tentative, I have Chicago and Texas lined up for mid-September. If you'd like to come out and join the support group meetings, all you have to do is RSVP. My email address is pinned down below. If you want to purchase my books, the link to my books is pinned down below. I have t-shirts for sale, ladies, pink, black, and gray. The link for the t-shirts are pinned down below. What else? I think that's about it. Oh, how could I forget? Last night, you guys, for those of you that saw my video late Monday, Monday, August 27th, I put out a very, it was a triggering video about narcissistic parents and toxic family members. I also announced in my video last night that I would be putting out a 10-part webinar series to break down the characteristics of narcissistic parents, whether you had a narcissistic mother, father, and narcissistic step-parents, okay? We're going to break all this down in a 10-part series because there's no way that you can possibly condense this into one video. No way possible. I am a survivor of it. Both of my parents are narcissistic, very toxic, even borderline, OCD, you name it. I've had everything done to me under the sun. So we're going to get into that. I will release the information on the webinar beginning next week. And get your notepad out because it's going to be some good shit. All right, let's get into this video. Let me tell y'all something. I say it over and over and over again in my videos. You can put lipstick on a pig. You can dress that pig up. You can spray perfume all over the pig. Put some pearls, some fine jewelry, some pearls. You can dress a pig up all you want. At the end of the day, it is still a pig. Y'all feel me? It's still a motherfucking pig. Narcissists, they have this thing where they tie their validation to their job titles and what they do in the communities and what they do in the churches. You know, they might be the director of the choir or, you know, director of the finance committee at church. You know, they be in and out of everything. But all of that is done to mask their NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. They need their job titles. They need all of these titles, community service, church affiliation, all of that, extracurricular stuff to mask. They need something to hide behind. It's all a facade. Okay? One thing that I've learned is that, you know, and I've had some excellent jobs over the last 15, 20 years. I've worked for government, state government. For many years, I worked for state government. I've worked for corporate America. I've worked, I have not worked military. I heard military is just as bad. You know something, guys? These guys, the narcissists, I talk about the broke bum, the bum ass narcissists, but narcissists, a lot of them have high paying jobs. A lot of them are high ranking, you know, well to do and all that. A lot of them own nice homes and nice cars. All that's to mask the bullshit that you have yet to find out. Because when you get close enough to them and you spend enough time with them, you're going to get behind closed doors and you're going to see that real demonic character about them. The thing that they did not want you to see, you know, the thing that they hide so wonderfully from their coworkers and, you know, the outside community. They're monsters behind closed doors. One thing a narcissist knows how to do is dress themselves up to be something that they know they are not. And where I get angry with people, especially women, okay, society has placed this pressure on us to fall in love with how much money a man makes and what type of car he drives, even our families. If you come out of a, I know my mother's a big gold digger. My mother is a money chasing, gold digging. And my sister, she raised my sister who happens to be the golden child out of my siblings. My mother has raised my younger sister to also be a gold digger, a narcissistic Jezebel, okay? So they're both money hungry. They've always been after men's money and what have you, but you know, it's not about that. As you mature, as you detach and pull yourself away from out of your toxic narcissistic family, the family that you grew up around, what's going to happen is you're going to be isolated for a while and you're going to go through your depression. You're going to go through your phases of anger. You're going to be there to sort out your life. You got to look in that mirror and sort your shit out. All your toxic behaviors, all your toxic characteristics, and don't sit there and play. Listen, we are empaths, but at the end of the day, we have picked up toxic traits from living around these people. You become the same environment that you are constantly around. So I don't want to hear that. I definitely can sit here and hold myself accountable and sit up and say, yes, I've been a gossiper. Yes, I have triangulated. Yes, I've been two-faced. Yes, you know, I've done things that I were not proud of in the past. And that is because I was a product of my toxic environment. I was only repeating what was taught to me. But as I got older, and this is the story of Moses and Pharaoh, because, you know, Moses was raised and brought up in that toxic, you know, they were arrogant. Them Egyptians were arrogant and they were rich and they were so fancy with all their gold and their beautiful dressings and all that. And Moses, even though Moses was adopted and he was raised up, you know, with the rest of them, his spirit kept bothering him. His spirit wouldn't rest. His spirit knew something was not in alignment with what his family, you know, had taught him. His family's values and his spirit were fucking with him. And, you know, when he saw how, you know, the slaves are being treated, and he kept, you know, internally battling with what was right and what was wrong, he said, you know what? I'm going to pay for going against my family. I know I'm going to pay a price. But I have to go through this. There's something burning in my intuition that says what my family has taught me is wrong. So they cast him out of Egypt. And you guys know the rest of the story. You know, he had to isolate, and this is where you're at. You're in your period of isolation. But, you know, where I'm going with this, you know, because Moses went in his period of isolation, and he finally, you know, had that conversation with God, and God prepped him and sent him back into Egypt to go free the slaves, and Pharaoh and his army collapsed. The narcissist in the end will always collapse. If you do your job and let God step in, it's inevitable. These people shoot themselves in the foot. But what I'm saying to you is, in your period of isolation, once you detach from that toxic situation, you are to look in that mirror and you are to get your mind right. Whatever you picked up from your family, whatever toxic traits, whatever you inherited from mom and dad, their nasty toxic ways, it's time. You got to cleanse. You got to cleanse. You got to get this right and your heart right. You was a good person always, but you still had things. You know, you got to scrub that residue off of you. You know, that residue that you pick up from being around these scoundrels. And I hate to call family scoundrels, but that's what they are. These people, you know, once you get away from them and you have clarity, you're going to start to see them everywhere. And I'm not just talking about your family. When you go to work, you're going to notice coworkers. You're going to notice your supervisors, your boss's boss, you know, that laundromat. You go to the laundromat and the attendant is nasty and rude. You're going to see these people everywhere. If you see, what else did I name? You go to church and you might be on the finance committee or you're part of the choir. You're going to see nasty behavior hidden here and there and there and there. These people are scattered amongst us. You may go to your child's school and see a teacher or, you know, a principal. You might see some type of behavior that's triggering to you. Don't ignore that behavior. When I tell you these people are everywhere amongst us, they attach their self-worth to their job titles and all their materialistic possessions. And none of that shit means nothing, because when you die, you can't take none of that shit with you. At the end of the day, what matters is your character, your integrity, your morals, your principles, your values, your standards. What type of person are you internally? Not just what you got the community out here, you know, thinking you're this and that, and you're the executive of this job, and you're this in your church community, and you're doing this in the community and all this with community service. What type of person are you behind closed doors? Is your behavior consistent with what you got people out here on the outside? You know, what people can see of you. Is that behavior consistent with what you are doing when nobody's looking behind closed doors? These people, they need their job titles. They need their church affiliations. They need their community service. They have to mask their abusive disorders. And doctors, psychiatrists, that's a whole nother video I'm gonna do on psychiatrists and therapists. I am a huge advocate for therapy, but baby, you better do your research. Don't just be hopping in anybody's chair, any psychiatrist, because a lot of them are narcissistic themselves and they don't give a fuck. They'll play word salad and they'll have you coming in and out their office because they're running up your insurance bill. They don't give a fuck about your healing, and they're sitting there being sadistic while they're listening to your pain and suffering. You be very careful who you go to. Go to the right therapist that specializes in cluster B disorders and PTSD, and someone who has gone through this themselves. Bottom line is this: start pointing these people out, y'all, and be careful who you associate with, because title and ranking don't mean shit. It's what a person is on the inside and their consistent behavior when no one's looking. Have a blessed day, guys. Bye.